But the burnout is real. It happens. It's inevitable. I think if you're trying to be a certain level of successful, you're full chugging to get there, and you burn out sometimes, and it happens. But you also have to know that it's gonna happen.
Right.
Give yourself like the peace of it to just relax.
Yeah.
But just take some time for yourself and really breathe through it is huge.
From the Sarah Smiles Network, I am Sarah Smiles, and this is the Consider the Source podcast, a show about women who've built ideas, movements, and careers by questioning the status quo and challenging norms in the hopes of inspiring other women. On today's episode, I am joined by Taylor and Bri from Tea and Honey Tattoo Club. Taylor and Bri were kind enough to open up their studio to me to come and visit and actually get to experience what it is like being at their shop. And firsthand, I will tell you that it is one of the warmest, inviting places that you could ever get a facial or a tattoo. And I highly recommend listening to the episode to hear about how they curated that environment and how they were able to find each other as partners in business, able to maintain a friendship while also pursuing these really creative and labor-intensive work paths. So without further ado, here is Taylor and Bri.
Taylor. From the East Coast originally.
Oh, where?
Connecticut.
Oh, what part?
Almost into Rhode Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I lived in...
Traveled to Colorado one day, decided this was the most homey place I had ever experienced, and packed my car up after a couple months, drove here, and it's been endless opportunities. In art, I'm gluten-free, so like the food scene here is super awesome with that as well.
Cool.
Just moved here. I've been exploring all the arts, all the opportunities, all the things. I love traveling. I love food. It's just been a great place for all of that to bloom. So it's been really cool for the last few years. Just popped this shop open, which is really fun.
Yeah, which obviously huge undertaking, and we'll get to that. But clearly you are partners in business together, or how does your relationship work together?
We met probably, I don't even know, it's been a few years now. I was dog sitting for her first.
Okay.
And then went through some crazy stuff and decided I'm going to be an esthetician.
Okay, love
So
it.
I went to school to be an esthetician, and then homegirl was like, there's a spot opening up. And I was like, not even graduated yet. And then I was like, I'm just going to do it, leap for it. And it's been super tight ever since then. Yeah. We've been open since March or April, and everything's just kind of been blessings a flowing. Yeah, it's been super cool. So far.
And are you from the Colorado area?
No, I'm also like Taylor. I grew up on the East Coast. I'm from Florida.
Okay.
And then I quite literally just put my finger on a map like this in 2019, and then I landed here.
Yeah. Okay. So 2019, you did it right before COVID.
Yeah, right before the stuff hit the fan.
Yeah.
It's been interesting, but I would never think of living anywhere else since I'm here. Yeah, it's been cool.
It's always funny when I hear people say that they're from the East Coast and then they say Florida. I'm like, that's the East Coast? And then I realize it definitely is. Like, you can't get further east than Florida. But it's just when my mind goes to East Coast, it goes to like New England area for some odd reason. Okay, so you two got connected and you're like, okay, let's start a business. Like, how did that go?
I mean, this place kind of fell into my arms. I mean, I was looking for a spot on Facebook Marketplace and just any opportunity for like a spot. This is super local, and it all worked out really well. That space opened up. I posted like, getting my feelers out there on someone that would be a good fit, and how great for someone that already has my garage coat and, has like watched my fur babies. It just, everything lined up so perfectly. So she quickly jumped on that other side of the shop, and just creating this awesome self-care community center together since I found this spot. Yeah, it's been really cool.
Yeah, and I mean, esthetician, tattoo artist, and looks like you also do a few other things as well, but I feel like those aren't like typical careers when you think about like being an elementary school student and someone asks you like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you don't typically tell them esthetician or tattoo artist. Like, how did you fall into that?
I was that weird kid to be
I'm
really?
Going
to be a tattoo artist.
Really? Wow.
For sure. I was was a driven weirdo in the arts. And
I love that.
I guess my separation anxiety was just like, you can keep art forever? Fuck yeah, I did. So I always had that drive in me to just impact people with my art. I just happened to be tattooing and been running on that career pathway since.
Yeah.
It's been really cool watching it unfold and just everything else that's come out of it, hence this thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if she decided she was going to be an esthetician after a wee little one, but...
No, I was actually a teacher.
Oh, okay.
An elementary teacher. And then I was just like, yeah, FTK, yeah, basically. And then I was just like, I didn't grow up with the soft life, and I couldn't think of any other way to create the soft life for myself and for the community. Becoming an esthetician, being a healer, doing facials, like it just called to me, and I was like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then I did it.
And there's obviously like some coursework and certification that you need for both parties, because you can't just like mess up people's skin or like permanently damage their skin. So what does that realm look like? Like, how do you go from a route of being school teacher to esthetician, or from high school to whatever you end up doing to become a tattoo artist? I don't know what the next steps are.
I would say lots of tears, 600 hours of esthetician school, and then just drive to actually finish. I would say like that world is kind of like the beauty world, I guess, is kind of like, it's a lot of women, so it can be a little hard to like navigate, but if you have a drive to just like heal and do what you need to do, like then you have no obstacles in front of you. Yeah, I just had drive and some time, 600 hours.
What does 600 hours boil down to? Like 2 years?
No, absolutely not. I would have died. It was 33 weeks.
Okay, so almost a year. That's a long time.
Yeah, almost a year. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially if you try and get it done all at once, that's a lot. And from what I have at least understood with how esthetician school works, it's kind of like nursing school where you actually have to go in and shadow somebody and then also partooketh in some esthetician behaviors.
Yeah, for sure. So it's like doing theory and then also doing practical work. So I like hustled like I do very often and got on Facebook and in the Facebook groups and found ladies that were willing to risk their face on me. It's been fire ever since. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that is also part of like the marketing aspect that goes unnoticed of like all of the entrepreneurial aspect of the added things that you don't think about and the added things that you low-key don't want to do. And it's just like, I want my fruits of my labor to be seen, and I need other people to see them. How do I get to do that? So how did you even find people to like shadow and do like the work and let them abuse or let you abuse their face?
Literally Facebook Marketplace.
Really?
Yeah, or Facebook like Denver women, those little groups. Like I'd post in there like, hey, I'm in school offering discounted services. And people love a good discount. And
people
if it's like self-care with a discount, I'm on it.
Yeah, those Facebook groups work wonders to like network through either what you have available or just give recommendations. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a really cool place for seeing people come together.
Yeah. Okay. And so that's how you came to become an esthetician, but how did you become a tattoo artist?
In high school, we had a day where it was like a job shadow day where you had to, watch someone that you wanted to pursue their career. And it was a tattoo artist, and I fought with them. They were like, that's not a real job. And I was like, this is the salary. This is how much people make. This is what it takes to be into it. So in school, I did the job shadow, kind of fell in love with it there, watching everything that went down. Outside of high school, I pursued an apprenticeship with that same shop that I job shadowed for a good year or so. On the East Coast, the licensing is a bit different than Colorado, where you had to do it.
Oh my gosh, I could only imagine like going to your Connecticut high school teacher and being like, yes, I'm going to shadow a tattoo artist, and they're like, oh, like a disgust and disappointment. That's horrid.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
So, I've been exactly what Bri said, that drive to do it and That's what it's been this whole time out of high school, doing it, pursuing apprenticeships. I was in another apprenticeship after that, and right before I moved to Colorado, I never completed it. I just moved to Colorado. I was like, the term starving artist is intimidating. So I didn't necessarily pursue tattooing right when I got here. Kind of pursued some other dream careers, and it was just like eating at me that I was not creating on the daily. And I full-time been doing this the last 5 years or so, just working at it, and never enough knowledge. Like every day I'm learning something new. But it's something I have to do. And I have like no other option. My soul was not satisfied. It's just been running since out of high school. This is where I gotta be. So
I mean, that is such a huge thing recently for me, of following your passion rather than following a paycheck, which is so huge in like the creative world, and so huge specifically for women. And I feel like that's something that women don't get to express as often. And I feel like that's why you see the rise in women wanting to become content creators. Of like, I want to be creative, I don't know how to express this outlet, and I don't know how to do it or what I want to do, because not everyone grows up with an understanding of like, I want to be a tattoo artist, and like having that knowing. And I feel like a lot of experimenting has to be done, because I mean, you even were a school teacher. Like I could imagine, what was that? Like every day you're just coming home from school like, shit. I really don't want to grade this homework. I really don't want to, like, summer breaks here. I'm not going back in August. I could only imagine.
Yeah, that part. It was definitely really tough to be in a spot where I was just not pleased or happy. But once that, like, thing clicks in your head that says, like, I actually can do what I want to do, kind of, in a way, then, like, it all just falls easily for you.
Yeah. And I mean, you say that it falls easily, but obviously starting a business, starting a career in something that's not conventional is hard. And so obviously, like, you're taking mentorship and you're going through schooling and you're finding mentorship, going through your own program, but like, how do you find that sense of camaraderie or stability in your own life? Because it is something, like, you grew up in New England where everyone's like, that's not a career. It's like, how do you combat that? Because, like, that's an internal dialogue that I feel sometimes of, like, you don't understand that this is what drives me. And then you have this weird dynamic between yourself, but also some other people that don't necessarily understand your career.
Yeah,
that's real. You just drop the gems on it. No, it's real, though. That shit is real, and it will hit you, and you, like, I don't even know. The
motivation has to be so real to make it happen. Like we say, it comes easy, but it's more so like when you want something and you'll put in the work for it, it kind of all comes together, and it's not handed to you. Like, it's blood, sweat, and tears to get to this point. But when things line up beautifully, you're like, okay, this is why I'm doing this. This is okay, cool. With the next step. So really, just motivation to complete it and like not look back. Everything's gonna be great, and I mean, life's a roller coaster, but to expect that, that's a tough one.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's one thing to be super motivated on your own, but then obviously you found Bri, and Bri found Taylor, and it has been this unifying experience where you both get to go through it together. But there was a point in time when you were doing it separately. What was that like? Like, when you decided, okay, I'm done with whatever career path this is going down, I need to get into tattooing. What did that look like? I imagine that wasn't like the highlight of your life.
To an extent, because it was tough. I had the apprenticeship prior, so getting out of this career that was just like barely making the bills and being like, I'm gonna pursue it fully. That's a scary moment to 100% rely on yourself for income. That's like, I just didn't give myself the chance to fail at it. It was like, we're gonna hit this pavement and we're gonna make it so successful, and like, we're gonna be award winning, and it's just like, we are going to do it, manifest the fuck out of it. I just didn't give myself a choice to fail, and not that everyone is set up for that. I had a really awesome partner helping me through, getting back into the groove of things, which that alone is, most people work full-time jobs and can't take on dipping my toe back into tattooing enough to bring it on full
Full-time?
Full-time, yeah.
Yeah.
Full term now. So it was just literally like, look at it, see what you want, and make it happen. Go for it. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. Just run into it full force.
Yeah.
That's kind of how the whole journey has been. Like, put on my blinders and just put one in the fuck it bucket. We're just making it happen. Full.
Yeah. Honestly, like, if you're going to, is it time for me to like give up on this dream? Or was it just like, you know what? I'm all in. There cannot be an option to back out or else I will.
I mean, there was times that I definitely was like, oh shit, it's slow season. Like, do I have to get a part-time job? But I just couldn't do it. I was like, I had to dedicate myself entirely to this craft, and it paid off. It's just been going. No, it's really just been a drive. Like I cannot do anything else. My soul will not let me.
Yeah, your soul's gonna be like, no.
Panic attack.
I just love that we both have had amazing drive, and like she was saying, like the support system is really important also. I also have an amazing partner that helped me at nights where I was like, oh god, I'm gonna kill someone's face tomorrow. Just having a good support system also is like really important. Making sure that the people that you do have are there to support you, and the ones that are not, you kind of just weed out, and that's what it's been.
Yeah, and I feel like also with all of the support and all of the, I'm gonna sink all my eggs in the fuck it bucket, like this is what's happening, there also is a lot of creative exertion outside of your own like creative path of becoming a tattoo artist or becoming an esthetician. Like there's a lot of things that you have to do on the outside of, okay, this is something I really want to do, but here's all of these things that I didn't necessarily know were going to be a part of it. And what was that like to add it to your list of daily to-dos of, okay, I guess I'm going to peruse Facebook Marketplace until I find someone that's going to agree to let me abuse their face, or until I find some place that I can move into to host my tattoo studio.
Tough. Yeah. My eyes hurt. Lots of long nights, like scrolling.
Yeah.
Being on the internet. There was a time where I was like, okay, I have to stop. I'm on the internet messaging people at way too late at night. But internet, Facebook groups.
It's been weird being in the tattoo industry from straight out of high school, where all the social media didn't rule the world.
Yeah.
And you had to like really word of mouth and find clients. Now it's like what Bri said with those Facebook groups. That's kind of our word of mouth and just broadcasting ourselves. And social media has been a crazy part on building this too.
Yeah, because it's wild. You have to become a content creator in order to have an entrepreneurial endeavor in any capacity really anymore.
Yeah, it's very cringe almost. I try not to cringe myself out.
I mean, I saw this quote and it said, it's only embarrassing if you feel embarrassed. Like it's just it's not embarrassing to everyone else, it's just us. I feel like we are that generation where we didn't necessarily grow up like in social media, so we're still kind of dipping our toes and like, how do we content create? It's been really weird to figure that balance out, because we're an esthetician, a tattoo artist, but we also have to be, like you said, a content creator. Just, try to do the algorithm and post on a schedule, and what does this angle look like, and what are the people, what's trending? That's a whole nother ball game that we're still learning and changes every day. That's a fun one to keep up with. Keep you on your toes for sure.
It's an interesting place.
Well, it's especially interesting when nowadays you get on TikTok at least, and it's like, you need to be posting every time you open that, but it's like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Who has time for that?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
And people are saying you have to post 20 times a day. Like, and for what? And for who?
Yeah.
Who has the time?
Yeah.
Because that's a lot. I mean, if you want to plan what you're going to post, it's not like you're just posting clips of someone's tattoo or clips of a facial treatment you just gave someone. Like, it has to be curated. People have to want to watch it. It's not just like some garbage that you can post out. Like, it is a very meticulous thing that people are like, okay, I want to go to them because their aesthetic is really nice. I want to go to them because they look clean, they look appealing. Like, people are very into like the background of what's going on behind the product. And so you also have to be a brand to your own product, and you also have to try and curate and become like this entire entity. So in doing that, like obviously you created that with this studio, and what was that like?
We wear lots of hats.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's true.
Lots of hats and lots of disguises. Lots of like faking it till I make it.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know. I'm like,
How did you come up with the name of your company or your shop?
The shop itself was it was based off of a poem that my mom had written a few years back because my partner and I had bonded tea and honey, but this also works really well in the shop because we have a little tea apothecary, and when I think of honey, I'm like that scoop, that nice thick glob, like a waxing scoop. So it really worked out well with what we have here, what's going on, everything, just chef's kiss. It's pretty awesome. Myself, it was just my last name and art, so I don't know if that'll change in the future, but just literally my brand as branded as it could be. It's so personalized. Bri just got her name all certified, so she's
did.
Ooh, and what does that mean?
I don't know.
You're gonna blue check mark?
No blue check mark. I did like a trademark.
Okay.
My brand name.
Cool.
And that was an interesting process. It has some interesting registration processings, but two heads are better than one.
Yeah.
We got together and we're like, we're gonna get this figured out, and it's been. I will always say, like, being in business with another person is just so much more fun.
Because you have a built-in accountability partner.
Literally. It's just been an awesome time. Like,
bounce ideas.
Yes.
It's building this whole vibe out. It's so cool.
Yeah.
So
Once
many plans.
your vision is community, having another person is amazing. It's hard to build a community off of one person, but when you've got two people and then that person has another person, and it's just been amazing.
Yeah. I wish that I had a second person. It is literally me running everything. But yeah, it is definitely something that must be so imperative just to be able to be like, hey, I feel like this is really lacking, or I feel like I have this idea, let's go this direction. Just having that soundboard of being like, yeah, that's a great idea, let's do that. Or no, Bri, that's a terrible idea, let's avoid that. Like, having some sort of partnership must be like one of the most reassuring things of being in business.
Yeah, it definitely is a lot of fun to like come over here and see what she's working on, her come in and see what I'm working on. So yeah, having someone else is chef's kiss. So fun.
I feel like it's kind of hard to find entrepreneur like women that are just so on the same page. So I'm like, to have someone in business with on the same page, that's perfect. It's flowing.
Yeah. And for esthetician and tattoo work, like those are two things that I wouldn't think to mix. Like, how is that something that you're like, yeah, that'll work?
It just is. It just has been. I feel like any two things can work together. Our schedules pretty much align perfectly. It just works.
Yeah, growing up, I always thought like a tattoo shop and like a coffee shop, or like a tattoo shop and a hair salon, like some mixing the two would be really cool. I had a friend that said she wanted to do hair growing up, and I was like, oh cool, you have your hair, I'll do my tattoos. So like growing up, I kind of had this idea of something going on, but just to have Bri, a trusted person, to pursue something that she's really interested in, do amazing work. Like, yes, absolutely. A little self-care center in so many ways. Yeah, so I'm like, go get waxed, come back, I'll tattoo that fresh skin. Let's work it.
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, all of it is skin. It all is like how you want your body to look and how you want your skin to look
Great in their own skin in different ways.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And again, it's just not something that my brain goes to of like, yeah, that totally makes sense. And so then obviously you two are working together. You have the apothecary that's involved, but you also integrate a lot with the community, which that's a shit ton of work. Like organizing events, hosting events, collaborating with other people. You're doing so much already. How do you have the time and the ability to do more?
Make that. We just make it happen. I don't know.
Just make it happen. I feel like collaboration has been the best thing that this Taylor and I's relationship has had. We've just always been like, how do you think about this? What do you think about that? I don't know. We make the time.
Yeah. I think that drive again to have community, to host community, to give It sounds so cheesy. It's a whole space for other people. But that really is. It's just like, what would I want to attend? Like, what would make someone else feel comfortable? And just, I don't even think about, like, I get really stressed about making these events, but that's kind of where back and forth with Bri, what do you think about this? It makes it a lot easier. And then we literally just make time for it. These little community events and workshops and gathering together and just chatting.
And with building this community, is that something that you're like, we have to like calculate the pipeline of how many people are coming to the events that turn into customers, or is it just like we're just looking to build community?
Yeah, it's literally like, we'll see how many people show up. Awesome, we have drinks out. Cool. Where are you from? Like, it's just bullshitting. That a lot of people usually become pretty good friends out of it. Not even, I mean, sure, clients here and there, but it's not meant to be like that. It's just meant to network, and if we're all here to do the same thing, then we have something in common. Cool, what's up with you? And I feel like that's kind of hard to do in Denver. There's so many opportunities for people, good and bad, like friend group wise. You know, you could make a connection with someone and like then they're gone. You know, found someone else to hang out with, and that's a really hard place. Denver brings that difficulty in friendship. So I think it's nice to host just those common things. Just hang out with people, talk to people. Bullshit. I mean, cool if they come back to a tattoo. Awesome. But if not, you just met some really cool people, and it's a good way to spend a night. So.
Yeah, definitely. And with the people that are coming to the shop and to these events, is it primarily women or is it a good mix?
I'd say it's good, like 95% women.
Yeah, we're gonna sprinkle of the male sex every once in a while.
Support system, LGBTQ, like very diverse. But the majority of who we cater to and who attends our events are definitely women.
Yeah, that's so cool. And I imagine that being a female tattoo artist, you don't really see too many other female tattoo artists. It's probably similar to like a trade position where you're one of very few.
It's definitely a weird industry like that. When I first started, it was definitely male dominated. You'd be surprised to see a female artist in the shop. Now you'd probably have a female artist in the shop, and we're definitely taking over the industry a bit and making it a little nicer and more inviting, not just this harsh, rough and tough. They're like, do you want a snack? What show do you want to watch? Is this music station okay? Are you comfortable? Do you need a pillow? Like, that's what it's like here. And it's just been really cool to see that kind of flip over too. It's definitely a male dominated industry. But I feel like that's how it's always been for me. Just always surrounded by guys. And it's like, I'll show you. It's fine. We'll do it. We'll keep it chugging, and here we are. It's been beautiful.
And like what Bri was saying with trying to find her soft side, like bringing the soft side to tattooing, because when my brain goes to tattooing, I immediately think of like scary leather chairs, and you walk in and it's like, okay, pick from a book, and it's like, okay. And then from there, you kind of just have this like really uneasy feeling of like, is this really like something that I want to do? Like that has just been my experience and like my perceived idea of what tattoo parlors are like based on my interaction with media. Like how TV shows and how movies have portrayed tattoo parlors. It's not like this. It's not like airy and light and twinkle lights and magic plants. Like it is scary, like black and red leather. Just not an overall like area I want to spend a good portion of time in. Yeah, it's definitely something that you've clearly curated and spent a good portion of time in, and I feel like it's definitely being well perceived by me at least, and obviously well perceived by your clients as well. So do a lot of people find you on social media and they're like, I just really liked your aesthetic, or how do they typically react to what you put on or put out?
First of all, they're like, I didn't even know this was a thing over here. I'm like,
where did this come from?
Someone asked me, or a client asked me yesterday, like, did you guys just build this building? And I was like, no.
Yep, just put her up, just finished the last nail in.
I was like, no, but thank you. Our little space, and I feel like we're still putting it together and curating that safe space, and has been so important for us. And making it that light and airy place that we want to be has been the most important as well.
It's so nice to have clients come in and be like, I just want to take my shoes off. Like, that's the vibe it gives off. It's like homey. And that's totally fine. Like, we want that. Like, make yourself comfy. Like, do you want a cup of tea? most people, they'll walk in and be like, this is literally like an apartment.
Yeah.
Where, like,
I could live here.
Yeah, I could live here. And that's an awesome feeling to have everyone feel as comfortable as we do here. Just hang out, just pop your shoes off and chill out for the day.
For sure.
So it's been nice to give other people comfort in our own space. And I mean, that kind of goes into when we first opened, we held a sound bath breath work event to just kind of set the intentions for the space. And I think that's really, it got followed through and just kept repeating itself. So many good things.
Yeah, and that's amazing. And I feel like you can definitely tell that there's good energy in the area. I remember when I walked in, I was like, damn, it smells good in here.
People say that. Yeah. Literally, that's the first thing everyone says when they walk in and I'm here, they're like, whoa.
But obviously you hear about like women in business together and women that struggle to find like camaraderie with each other. And I feel like that's in some form of rhetoric that we've all received at some point in our lives, that women can't fight and women can't be in business together. But clearly you're showing that that is something that's possible. But obviously that'll come with pitfalls occasionally. But how do you overcome those times where you're like, shit, like Bri's really pissing me off, or Taylor really doesn't get this part of this side of the business? Like, how do you communicate those things?
I haven't got her.
Oh my god!
I don't have that.
Yeah.
I think the closest thing to that was like brainstorming something that we wanted to do event-wise, and we're like, oh, what if we, change it and make it this event with this event? And it was mainly just back and forth with each other, but honestly, like, it's...
Yeah, we have not...
Hey, did you forget to turn that light off? Like, I think that's the biggest fucking thing. Have those issues.
It's so funny because I feel like when I was a kid, it was just always this thing that was put in my head of, well, girls are gonna fight and girls can't work together, and it's just it's refreshing to see, like, in the real world that's not a thing. And I feel like that's rhetoric that's been told to us by men of like, women can't work together, they're just gonna cat fight, they're gonna be bitches to each other.
I feel like some women, right? But we're so honest and open and just like say it how it is. Got a question? I'm gonna fucking ask it. Like, maybe it's the East Coast in both of us, but we're just pretty fucking direct and blunt and just gonna say it how it is. Yeah. So we don't really have those moments of like walking on eggshells or hiccups or little like uncomfort moments.
Yeah.
Personally, but it's been really good.
Yeah. The way that we've collaborated has been amazing. I don't think I've ever collaborated with as easily as Taylor.
I love that. Yeah. And obviously a lot of the work that you do is so creative and so labor intensive. And I feel like on top of all the other things that you're doing, how do you avoid like creative burnout or creative halt to your flow of this isn't as easy as it once was, and kind of not necessarily like, because it's very different than corporate burnout, right? It's like that doesn't suit me. This is moreover like, I'm doing this so much that I am getting to a point where I just feel tired.
Mental health days. Huge. Just taking time for yourself and not full force. Like, it's almost hard for us not to wake up and be like, oh, that'd be a good post idea. Or like, I should probably do. But you almost have to delegate time to just put yourself on a beach or, go to the mountains for a weekend or just put that phone down and, let everyone know you'll get back to them on Sunday or something. But the burnout is real. It happens. It's inevitable. I think if you're trying to be a certain level of successful, you're full chugging to get there and you burn out sometimes and it happens, but you also have to know that it's gonna happen.
Right.
Give yourself like the peace of it to just relax.
Yeah.
But just take some time for yourself and really breathe through it is huge.
I don't think I've experienced the burnout yet in my field because I am so new. But normally with burnout, I would ground and communicate with your people. Sometimes it's easy to like get in that moment where you're like, shit, I've got so much going on. And then as soon as you say, hey, look, I need some help. Or hey, like, what do you think about this? That other person just instantly gives you either gratification or, anything that you might need. I feel like communicating is the biggest thing when it comes to burnout.
Yeah.
Because burning out by yourself is never fun.
Right.
Cry with your bestie, more fun.
And less depressing.
Yes, exactly.
100%. And so obviously like entrepreneurial endeavors are very like soul sucking and soul searching, and you're devoting your entire life to this baby. And there becomes a time where it's like, what is the separation between personal life and work life? And how do you define that? I mean, obviously defining it in the early days is a little bit different than defining it later on when you're a little bit more established. But what has that role really been like, of trying to identify what the difference between, okay, work is going to stay at work and sometimes work might come home, and what did that look like?
I try to separate myself at times, but I really have taken on like this. It's not just a job, like this is me. So I give myself, you know, a couple weekends or time from like this hour to not really work. But like I said, there's only so much because my brain's always, what's the next move, next thing?
It's hard because wearing so many hats, like you are gonna do everything and you kind of have to.
Yeah.
And separating it is hard, but it is necessary. So I give myself a couple moments of peace in the morning and in the evening. I found that very helpful to just kind of be like, all right, at this point in the morning, I'm not going to do any work. At this point in the evening, I'm not going to do any work. And it's so helpful to kind of do that for yourself and important.
Definitely.
It'd be super overwhelming coming a business, you know, a one-person show. That's a hard thing to pull off, to just run your side of the business by yourself. It's tough.
Yeah. And I feel like, again, just having two people helping each other out makes a huge difference. But it's also like, okay, where is this creative energy coming from if you don't have any place to pull it from? Like if you're not taking time off, or if you're not taking the time in the morning to be with yourself. And obviously, I'm sure that people come in and they're like, hey, I really want to get this tattoo. Versus, I'm sure you also probably have a list of tattoos that you offer. So there's probably a time where you're like, oh, I'm going to really come up with this tattoo right now, and I'm going to draw it out, and this is what it's going to look like. But there's probably also times where it's like, okay, haven't drawn a tattoo in a while. I really haven't gotten to do like the work that I want to do. So, because people keep coming in with their own ideas of what they want to do. So how does that also play into, because obviously like people probably also come in and ask for services that you're kind of just like, I've done this a million times and I'd like to do this specific service. But that also probably is something that you have to overcome as well, because although you're doing something that you want to do, like tattooing and facial and esthetician work, but there's also the side of it of like, this isn't really like my creative side.
Yeah, I actually just recently went to like a Second and Charles and went into their, you know what section, nonfiction, like just picture books, and I was like, let's grab something that intrigues me and that's gonna get the juices flowing. I was like, cool, this little fairy is so adorable, let's see what we can do with it. Putting yourself in different environments. We have a lot of creative friends that also host events, so that we go support them as well. So seeing all the art that they, and just brainstorming, networking, getting yourself out there to just think differently. The collaboration is really wild on what comes out of it, or even just walking into a bookstore and just trying to break that, like what can I create from this? And then when I feel like I'm doing something over and over again, I can, okay, I'm really trying to do this style, let's do it, you know, a little bit of a discount, because get the incentive in there to really change it up on things. It goes into the marketing side of everything. That's whole nother, you know?
I've seen a lot of people like fall in love with your flash, like during the tattoo convention when that kid came and got his first tattoo. So I don't know, do you have that where you feel like, damn, I'm doing a lot of the same stuff, but it's like all your stuff?
I don't know. I feel like the majority of the time when I take an appointment, I can be like, oh, I don't know if I'm the right fit. Lately, more recently, I feel like a lot of my clients have really aligned with my style, what I like doing, the pieces, which has been magical, and it takes a long time to get there. To just be like handed what you want to do. When you first start, you're doing whatever is handed to you, like whatever walks on the street.
Walks in.
It's like, it's a hard place to be, but I'm super grateful that we're there now for that person to be like, my first tattoo, I want your custom artwork. Like that's mind blowing. It's crazy, but grateful to be doing what I love. Sometimes you gotta switch it up though.
I can get that. And what about you with services of people coming in? Is it pretty much like you enjoy doing every single service the exact same, where it's like Yeah.
So far, yeah. Since I'm so new in the game, I haven't gotten that feeling where I'm like, damn, I am done waxing armpits. Like, I'm done with that. But no, every time someone comes in, I'm like, yes, let's do it.
You guys have such great conversation. I always hear you laughing over there. Like, always. They're always...
About someone during a facial or something, yeah. I always get people that I'm like, I would love to do that, I haven't really gotten to that phase where I'm like, damn, I'm tired of this yet.
Yeah.
So hopefully I don't get there. And I don't think babysitting myself and babysitting the burnout, like, it will help in me not get to that phase.
Right.
But no, I'm excited about every single thing that I'm doing. So
good.
Far.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I feel like that also pans into just a longevity of career of like, this is something that I could potentially do forever.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully not. But I can imagine waxing vaginas when I'm 65. But hopefully for the next, Who
knows? Maybe you'll really come into like this new loving of it in the later portion of your life.
Yeah. I'm open to the possibilities.
Yeah. So. And obviously, like, you both work in a customer service realm. Would you both consider yourself as extroverts, or would you say that like this drains you at the end of the day? You're like, I'm ready to zonk out when I get home.
Half and half. Half and half on that one.
For me, it's less of that because my services are more quiet and relaxing, and if we're talking like it's a quick, I feel more bad for you because you may get someone that's like yappity yap and you're not in the mood to be yappity, but luckily when I go home I'm like at the end of my day I'm like chilling. I try to make sure at the end of the day I do a facial and a Brazilian wax so that I can zen towards the end.
For a second I thought you were talking about yourself. I was like, damn, you wax yourself?
I do. We do. Sometimes, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Girl, I respect that. I don't have the mental strength. I'm not there.
You could be there. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I respect it.
Yeah. You tattoo yourself too, right?
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, sometimes I just...
How many of your own tattoos, or how many tattoos do you have and how many of your own did you do?
Oh man, I stopped counting after like 30 something. I did the majority of my left leg because I was like, when I first started tattooing, if anyone was gonna fuck up, like a tattoo, and if I'm gonna fuck up on someone else, it's gonna be me. So I can't fuck up on myself. So it's kind of been a totem pole of projects and things.
That's so funny.
It's accumulating.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like tattooing is obviously permanent, and it's. For me, I would feel like, holy shit, like, this is on someone forever. Have you ever had someone, because I have gone to hair appointments where I'm like, girl, you need to fix this. Have people ever come back and be like, I really am, like, not obsessed? Or has it been, like, a thing where every client you've ever had has been like, this is amazing, this is perfect, I love this?
Tattooing's a weird world where no one actually says how they feel until they get home. It's kind of like, if it hurts, like, they aren't going to tell you, and if they want something changed, some people will speak up, but I try to give them that option. I'm like, we can change this, because most people are like, it's okay, it's fine. When I first started, I was really scared to mess up on people and it looking bad, but they knew I was starting out. Now it's people, I let them know, like, if you want this darker when it heals, let me know. We can always touch it up and darken it, but we can't go back. So if it's too light, like, just let me know. So I'm pretty open with everyone if you want to add to it or do anything. So I give them that opportunity to change it up once it's healed. Thankfully, no one's really been like, this is shit, Taylor. I haven't heard that yet, so that's really good.
Yeah. I would say that's a good benchmark metric.
No one's complained to my face about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
No one's written you a bad Yelp review.
No, you're good.
We're doing good.
Really, that's just like the archetype of what you're looking for.
I just want them to be happy with the design. I really sit down and like personalize it and work with them to avoid anything where they're just like grinding teeth to get through it and afraid to tell me to change it. So.
Yeah.
I think it's also a part of us creating a safe space. I personally never had anyone say like, what the fuck, this sucks. I don't think you have
eyebrow go.
I don't think you have either. So I also think that we've created a safe space to say like, hey, I don't like this, or hey, this makes me uncomfortable. So I haven't experienced anyone writing me a shit review because they were afraid to say it to my face or, you know, something like that. So creating a safe space is important because people will tell you, like, if they're comfortable in the space telling you.
Yeah. Oh my god, it becomes like a little ink therapy session. I go home and like, is she gonna get engaged this weekend? Like, how's her uncle doing? Like, did they make it safe, like, back to on their flight? It's just it's a funny little safe space of just communicating. And it's awesome.
That's honestly like a different dimension of hairdressing because I feel like I just talk very surface level. But here it's like you're doing something, like whether you're getting a tattoo or whether you're getting a wax, it's like vulnerable. And so it puts you in a position where you're already, it's like guys when they go out to the gym and like you will talk to them about like sometimes they'll cry to one of their friends at the gym because they're like exerting so much energy and the testosterone's going.
I want to see this.
My brother and my boyfriend have told me about it and I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm a gym goer. I've never seen this. I'm like, yeah, it happens all the time. I'm like, sure. I'm glad you have a safe space. I'm glad that you have an outlet. But yeah, so it sounds like what goes beyond the hairdressing chair of just being like, yeah, like I'm gonna go on a date this weekend. Like it's people actually unpacking stuff with you, which adds a whole nother layer of what your job description already is because now you have to add like therapist or like consultant to your list of things.
Yes, definitely. I would consider myself a little mini therapist. Without a degree. I hear a lot of stuff and it's hard because you're like, damn, that was heavy. Yeah. And that was only a 30-minute appointment and I have another appointment coming up. But, you know, grounding, breathing, and knowing that shit was not mine to take. It was only mine to hold. Yeah. And now I can give it back to them once they leave out of the door. Yeah. Important. Yeah. Very important for your own mental.
Yeah. That's a good way to say it.
Yeah. And so obviously there's a lot of things that have come with owning a business and becoming an esthetician, becoming a tattoo artist of obstacles, barriers that you've had to overcome, but clearly it's all been worth it. And what do you feel like has been the most rewarding aspect of your journeys? And it can be each other.
The space, this like physical place is pretty freaking rewarding. Yeah. To have a space to call our own and just like a key that we can open the door and come in here whenever and just be who we are and pursue our own businesses. That's magical. Yeah. That's absolutely insane. Sometimes surreal to be like, oh, I'm going to my business right now. Like, I'm going to go to work. Like, this is not, it doesn't feel like a job sometimes. It's just like, I'm going to go play now.
Yeah. You're going to go play.
Literally, it feels like that sometimes. I'll be like, okay, I'm going to go do a facial. And then Josh is like, okay, you're going to work. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to work. So, no, I feel like that's been the most rewarding is just having a space and having a space to share with someone else that has the same goals and mindset as you.
That's huge.
I love that.
Because you can share a space with anyone, but is that person going to have the same intentions as you? Are they going to have the same like drive as you? But being able to share space with someone that has those same things, like very rewarding.
Yeah. Well, ladies, it's been such a pleasure having you on. Yes, if you want to let everyone know where they can find you and how to reach out to you and how to book appointments with you, please.
Yes, Tea and Honey.
Yes, Honey Tattoo Club. That is our home base. And then Instagram and Facebook, all that jazz, we're there. Tattoo-wise, it's a jumble fuck. I gotta spell it for you. But Goodian Art, Gudeahn Art is mine, and
House of Bri _ Tea and Honey Tattoo Club. That is where we both are.
I love it. Well, again, thanks guys so much for coming on. It's been such a treat hearing about your business and how you met each other and how you're growing. It's amazing. I'm so happy for both of you.
Yeah, thank you for
being here.
Coming and being who you are. We appreciate you.
And having this podcast and just for other people to also vent their awesome woman power too.
And hopefully it inspires other people, like other women to become tattoo artists and estheticians. Like that's the goal of feeling like there's women empowerment and there's other women that you can relate to and like model what you're doing after.
That is the goal, ultimately. Yes.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Consider the Source podcast. please make sure to follow Bri and Taylor along on their journeys as well at Goody and Art, as well as House of Bri and Tea and Honey. They host amazing events if you're local to Denver and are totally worth the drive. They specifically have an event coming up for the Taylor Swift release, and just super fun energy. The place I got the opportunity to actually hang out in and spend time in, it really truly does have such a warm and inviting energy. And if you're looking for friends, or if you're looking to add more people to your friend group, go and check it out. Go and check them out. They're great, amazing women, and I'm so excited for what they're doing. So as always, please make sure to subscribe, give us 5 stars, and I will see you next week. Thanks for listening. Bye.